Yes, sir. Aiden O'Connell.
What went behind that decision?
It was a quarterback battle early on. Aiden started 5 games, and at this point, I think it's best to go with Aiden going forward.
AP, before you even got here, this franchise did a lot of roller coaster, and you've talked about building a culture. So I'm curious, when they come out roaring out of the gates on all 3 phases of the game, the pick 6, they just seem to go down. How do you build a mentally tough culture?
Yeah, I hate to use it, but it's a teaching lesson, and it's something that we try to do on the sideline as that was happening. You could feel it. It was real. Like, I'm not going to hide from it, right? You could feel the air a little bit from our team and just say, hey, guys, it's one play. And we really look at that game, probably 2 series later, we had the ball at the 50-yard line, and we had a great opportunity to make a play. We didn't do it. We punted, kept them backed up. And there's so many plays in the game where you can change the momentum again and get it back on our side, and we didn't do that. And we had to find a way. And it's not one person. It's not one unit. It's a team doing that collectively. Like I said, the ball's at the 50, no problem. We got them backed up, keep them backed up, and we get the ball again. We got to make the best of those opportunities, and that's what it is going forward.
In terms of the quarterback decision, do you envision this being kind of a constant battle throughout the year, or do you plan on making the switch for the good?
No, I don't plan on making switches at any time. Just when it's time to make a switch, we make a switch.
There were a few returns that gave Denver a great starting field position. What was your evaluation of the play on special teams, and what would you like to see improve about moving forward?
Yeah, I think we all were a little disappointed in our special team in the coverage. Obviously, we lost leverage a few times, didn't really seal an edge on them and allow the returner either to creases or to get to the sideline, and that's something that we worked on. And the objective every week is to put our best 11 out there, and we're going to work on that this week.
Coach, can you please clarify what did you see on AOC on Aiden that made you have this decision, or was this like a team decision?
No, it wasn't a team decision. It was my decision. It just felt it was what's best going for our offense going forward.
It came out yesterday. Christian Wilkins, he's had surgery for fracturing his foot. How disappointing is that news, and how do you guys account for his absence?
Well, tired of losing good players. That's not ever good. But I tell you what, up to that point, Christian was pretty dominant in that first half. Sack, 2 TFLs running around, and it happened early in the second quarter. He played on it, really tough SOB there. And, Christian right away when he got it fixed, and he was here this morning at 6 a.m. trying to get ready, talking about he'll be back in a couple of weeks. So knowing Christian and his work ethic, obviously is disappointing. But, again, like next man up mentality. We've been dealing with that since Thursday before the Chargers, and we'll keep doing that.
How difficult is it to prepare for a team that may be having a quarterback change themselves when they got 2 different quarterbacks preparing right now?
Yeah, I think, one, the good part, we've went up against Russell a few times now. We're familiar with him as well. But really, we don't worry about that. You got to look at the scheme and the offense. You listen to Mike Tomlin's presser. How many reps does he get? Who's a hot hand? That's not really my job. We just got to do the best job we can, really to make sure we don't make mistakes to give them opportunities as well.
Speaking of Mike Tomlin, how much respect do you have for him? Longest tenured coach in the league right now, and just your thoughts on Mike Tomlin.
Yeah, when I was playing, he was coaching. And he's been winning. He's winning. He just wins. He wins. I know we always judge him on championships, but each and every year to have a winning season, to get a team ready to play, the style of play, their identity, right? What Steeler football looks like. That's hats off to him. He was a young coach when he took over, and all he's done is matured into probably one of the greatest coaches in this game.
You mentioned you've seen Russell a couple times. Luke Getsy's pretty familiar with Justin Fields. I guess how much do you talk to him or get pick his brain for knowledge on that?
Yeah, no, our staff did that right away. And the same thing with we got Gerald Alexander, Robert Spillane. We got some guys that are familiar with Pittsburgh. So whatever intel we have inside the building and we can share with one another, the better it is for us.
Any update on Michael Mayer?
He's still out.
Back to my question on culture. When you looked at Carolina, I think it was fair. There were some people you could question effort. But on Sunday, AP, it looked like maybe guys were pressing. Guys certainly made mistakes, but it didn't look like effort issues with your team. Am I reading the film?
No, I'm not questioning our effort at all. I thought we played hard, and, there was, again, I'm going to go back to his opportunities to make plays on both sides of the ball, really all 3 phases. And that day we didn't make them, but it wasn't from a lack of effort or physicality or a 1-2 or desire. No. The better team won that day. Obviously, listen, when you have 11 penalties and 3 turnovers, you're not going to win a lot of games.
You talk about next man up a lot. Do you like the complementary pieces around Aiden to help him now that he's going to be re-engineered into the spot?
Yeah, the same pieces are there. Obviously, we're missing a couple guys, but listen, Aiden was with the same group just about 5 weeks ago, right, battling. So I don't really see it as an issue or anything. Aiden's been a pro this entire time. As Gardner was a backup, as he was a backup to Gardner, He was very encouraging, very positive, brought a lot of energy, did a hell of a job for us on the scout team, and he's ready to go.
How did Gardner handle the news?
Like a pro.
Clean up the penalties, because that's something that you guys weren't doing before.
Those are pre-snap penalties, right? We had 11, 6 of them was pre-snap or post-snap penalties. That's focus, that's attention to detail. And there was 2 on coaches, right? We had 12 men on the field. That's embarrassing. Embarrassing on me, embarrassing on our defensive staff, and we cleaned that up.
You know Jaden Daniels as well as you know him. Why do you think, what is it about him, why he's doing so well?
He's a good football player.
What else?
He's a really good football player. He's good. That's why he went number 2 overall.
On the Dante Adam situation, and how quickly do you want to get a resolution to this so you can kind of move on?
Well, the update, Devontae's doing well. Hamstring's getting there. He's getting closer and closer to get back on the field, on the practice field, and good spirits. We talked, so everything's good.
Do you see any scenario where he can return to the Raiders?
He's still a Raider. He's never not been a Raider.
I mean, yeah, actually playing again for the Raiders.
He's still a Raider. When he's healthy and he can play, we'll play him. He's just not healthy right now. And he's getting closer, though. That's the good part. He's working every day to get that hamstrings right. He's in the right headspace mentally. Like I said, we talked recently and had a good conversation. And he's ready to play football.
Has he been rehabbing here at the facility, Antonio?
Yes.
Have you seen him here?
You talk about you had 4 rookies that played a ton this weekend. Of course, the 2 offensive linemen, Eichenberg and Bowers. You talk about this rookie class and how you're acclimating them in.
Yeah, probably. I didn't think we'd have 4 in week 5, but really, I'll give a lot of credit to the 2 linemen. I thought DJ Glaze, I know he had 2 penalties in the game, but he's been steady Eddie, man, consistent. I've been saying this down since training camp. Jackson Powers, that's my little wild bull, my little 58. Love him. I mean, he's the energy, the effort. He's got a little nastiness to him. You see him diving over piles. I got to warn him again. He got another warning. But his love and his excitement for the game is really pleasant to see. Brock Bowers is a superstar. We said that, and I don't think I'm putting a label on him. I think it's real. We see it, and all he does is show up and make plays. And then Tommy, I thought it was a really good experience for Tommy to go in there and start and play a full game and prep like a starter and understand, like, you think you're ready until you got to play, 50, 60 snaps, and there's a lot of things you can still work on, like we all did as rookies, myself included when I played, and just, things you can learn from. But I love the experience because if you get a healthy Diablo back, that experience Tommy got on playing defense is going to make us a better special teams unit. So I'm really pleased with those 4 gentlemen.
What have you seen in Aiden O'Connell from last year to this year and the progression that he's had as a quarterback that gives you confidence in him for this week?
Yeah, way more vocal. Just vocal, confidence. Out of that shell, not looking like a rookie no more, not acting like a rookie no more. He has a certain presence about himself. And it's not so outgoing where you'll just notice it. But, if you've been around him enough, he's definitely speaking up a lot more. I love how he walks around the building. Like I said, really what I respected the most is when we named Gardner the starter, he said, all right, I'm going to be the best scout team quarterback possible. And he was lighting our ass up, right? And every day he gave us the best look. And he walked around with a smile on his face. And if you remember the Baltimore game, him and Jackson Powers were sitting there rallying the troops and pumping up. And he was just a great teammate. So all those things factor into decisions.
That's good.
Okay. All right, guys.
Thank you, Coach.